So here we go, guys. The first in a couple of reviews, because I don't have many of them yet. And believe it or not, they're actually kind of sought after right now. This is Movie Best Soundwave, using his Human Alliance mold from Dark of the Moon. Well, in the live action continuity, he's only popped up in two movies, Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon. And he was a satellite in Revenge of the Fallen, but anyway, much more active in Dark of the Moon. So, what is the Movie Best line? Well, the Movie Best line, to help celebrate the 10th anniversary of the live-action Transformers film series starting, they are re-releasing a couple of molds with a premium paint job. I mean, if you compare this to the paint job that the original Human Alliance mold has, this alone by color is a major upgrade. And I mean major. I mean, the silver on this, both in the hubcaps, and you can look at that sparkle. Oh, just wow. And even the small paint detailings, like the little vents here on the sides. I mean, just the paint they used on this is just... is just amazing. I mean, when I opened this thing up, it took my breath away. It really did. Just the paint alone. That's what I'm just talking about here. Now, of course, since he is a Human Alliance, the only thing they did differently with this release is that he does not come with a little figure to mess with. So if you do have a couple of extra figures lying around, you can just stick them in here. And he did not come with Laserbeak, which was a big downer because I never owned. Believe it or not, the more I think about it, I don't own, maybe I think, 2 molds. I don't even think I own any. Holy... No! I don't own anything from Dark of the Moon! I need to fix that! Holy snap! Even when the movie was going on, I didn't own anything from it. Holy snap! No, correction. Okay, I do own the Preview Cyberverse Optimus Prime, but he's kind of jank right now because he's fell off that shelf way too many times, and now his hand's broken. One of his guns is bent. Yeah, I need to own some more molds from Dark of the Moon. But this is also kind of reminiscent of the flipping doors from that one Mask car. If you know what I mean. Make that reason. I mean, just look at that. Oh. I mean, this paint job. I know the last review was me raging on Thundercracker, but this, I mean, at least the car mode looks so good. Now, of course, since he is a Human Alliance figure, his transformation is going to be kind of complicated. Especially with how this guy transforms. So what we're going to do is I'm going to preemptively pull this thing back and readjust it. Because like I mentioned, this thing is going to get complicated. So, first thing you want to do is very subtly just pull the trunk down so those clips can come free. Now the part I really hate is you literally have to split most of the vehicle in half. You can already see where it goes. Now the cool thing I do like about this is that when you start uncracking panels and start moving stuff, it does feel like one of the figures transforming in the movies. Because when you start watching them, they just take, at least physically, what they do is that they just take the actual car or vehicle and they just CGI start moving panels around. And then when he fully transforms, they either just cut away or they half cut away. Or they use a very quick shot. But, like, go watch, like, even when he was when you go watch some of the figures transform back, to save time and money, what they'll do is that they'll just, like, oh, what's a good scene? When they're getting into Bumblebee after finding the Allspark in the first movie, just go watch them. They're getting into the car, but to give away that he just transformed, they take the car physically and they still film it there. But what they do is that they just make it look like a couple of panels are realigning to make him into a full car mode. it's a nice little filming trick I have to give them credit for. And of course, you have to make sure these things are lined up, and they do tilt like that. Oh, you keep trying to film the background. Now, of course, the next thing you want to do is that you see these nice little paint events here. Again, the paint on this thing is wow. You just pull them. Now you start seeing what I mean now. You're gonna want to get your nail in here and just pull, because these clamps, these clamps. Oh snap! I want to get you undone already. These clamps, they are tight. No matter which version you get, I've heard that these things are tight no matter what. But after a couple of transformations, they do start loosening up. But you will need to get a nail or maybe a small screwdriver or something that's like thin enough to fit into the gap to pull these apart. And next thing is these parts, which again are very tight. Not scarily tight, but like tight enough to make you think you're going to break the toy. The only thing I'm worried about is that I know these toys. These toys can take a beating. The only thing I'm worried about is that this is a premium thing right now. In fact, if I've been watching the marketplace correctly, thanks to this guy, the original Human Alliance is going up in price because it comes with more. So we go flip on the other side, and yep, this is a Human Alliance, all right. Look at all that kibble. And I said it multiple times when I was transforming this figure. This figure reminded me of how much I loved Human Alliance. I have a Bumblebee right now from Revenge of the Fallen, but I used to have Sideswipe, Leadfoot, Jazz, Barricade. I used to have a lot, but of course, thanks to me going through the Great Collection Purge, I had to sell them off, which I really did not want to do. Okay, so this is a little trick. So these things are going to have to come up here to the sides, but these have to be up on the outside. So you have to flip them down, pull these out about halfway, right? We'll go ahead and get the arms, like those little pistons, done. Now, these can't really click in fully here unless this is gone. So we'll pull the trunk open. Now it's on a double hinge, so it's going to go like that. And when you pull it down, you're going to see his head. And, oh man, that head. You actually got a little cheat back here too. You see this little part right here? Your finger will naturally go there as you're holding it. And it's the bottom of this. It'll just naturally push it up. And you just make sure that's fully attached. You push it back up and you pull it back down. So what you do with the arms again is you have to clear that, pull these around, and do that. Now these actually tilt a little bit when they're not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Gotta look from around the camera. Okay, these do wiggle a little bit because it's also because of part of these. And same thing, just boop. And okay, tricky part here. Now again, the first couple of times you do this, you're gonna be scared to do it because of how tight it is. But once you do it a couple of times, you're fine. Let's see. Do that. Do that. Now these two posts are going to go up here. Now I do admit this guy's proportions are wonky. I will say that right now. Because I mean you can already tell. Look how much kibble, look how much mass is going to the leg and how much mass is going to the arm. This guy skipped a leg day for reals, even before that became a thing on Facebook. But we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and do the legs. Because the arms is where this figure is at. You completely uncurl them. Tilt this down. Pull that down. Pull that out. Pull that out. Rinse and repeat. And where's it at? Come here. Where you at? Come here. Oh yeah, this guy is gonna be fun balancing later. And I'm just using this mostly to get him so I can show off the arms. So, just like when you first start transforming, you do need to open the doors, and they do pop out a little bit on this hinge. So, get here, a thumb here, and pop that off. But the first things first is, you see this tiny little thing? This tiny little thing? Well, it comes out, and you flip it up like this. Making sure you got full... They have to be parallel. They have to completely be parallel for all this transformation to work. So, and we kind of zoom from here. We got all the tricks done. But that there, and this moves forward. Then we take the back of the top of the car, tilt it, and just set that like that. This gets put like that. These actually come out like so. We push the seat back, which, again, I just love Human Alliance on how most of them, oh, we're going to get to one. Oh, we are so going to get to one where, oh, it's coming in the mail. I'm just going to put it like that. It's coming in the mail. It's coming in the mail. Just trust me. Woohoo! Rinse and repeat. We gotta, pop that. When your T starts kicking in. Now, you do need to move this part first, or else this won't pop. This won't be able to go up like so. Okay. I don't want to make sure my camera froze again like it did last time. And, yeah, you can already see what the legs are doing. Tilt. Tilt. Oh, my bad. I just remembered, I did own one Dark of the Moon toy, other than that Prime, and it was that helicopter, no, never mind. It was the helicopter and one of the Human Alliance $10, the ones that became weapons. I did own those. I remember that for sure. Maybe the Ironhide, but I think that's about it. I definitely need to help check my videos. But, and there we go. We have Dark of the Moon, Human Alliance, Movie Best, Soundwave. And just, wow. Oh, okay, first of all, we're going to look at these toes. Because as much as this guy has been hitting the gym, he forgot leg day. Oh, dear God, he forgot leg day. And you have to position his toes weirdly and center his gravity weirdly. Okay, I'm just going to hold it up because I want to show everything off anyways. Now, first things first, you can definitely tell they did not physically alter any of these toys. Because you still have a lot of the mech tech all over him. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4 ports just on the top of him. And then you have one in each arm, which is understandable because he has hands. I'll give him that. But he won't be able to hold anything. So that's where these way up here in his forearms. And I cannot remember, / I never owned this mold before. But I do know this was supposed to be part of his in his corporation with this Human Alliance figure. With this popping up like that. But, okay, well, how's the articulation? He does have an elbow, a bicep swivel, a really good joint here at the shoulder, and believe it or not, the kibble moves out of the way. I mean, if I get does he have a stand in his butt? No! He doesn't have a stand in his butt! I can so give him I'm going to get you pose. Let's see if I can actually get that done. Yeah. Yeah, and that's actually a cool thing too. Let's take a look at this head really quick. Now it does. These do kind of belong up here. I'll double check the animation. I double check the CGI model, and these do exist up here, but they're like closer to his back and closer together. But okay, you get props for at least trying to get it done. And to look at the head, I mean, look at that beauty. After I knock my camera a couple of times. I mean, look at that. Look at I mean, just look at the detailing on that. Come on, camera. Focus. Focus. There we go. I mean, there we go. There's the precious. I mean, even the tiny... I mean, look, there's my thumb. Look how tiny those little red eyes are. And, of course, he can open his mouth up and down. And the whole head is decorated in that gorgeous, gorgeous silver paint. Oh, granted, it doesn't make all the way around, but still looks good. Now, a couple new paint apps are revealed in these speakers. Now, sadly, they did not get put on the forearms, but I actually, if I remember double checking the CGI model as well, they weren't on the forearms fully as well. Future Jeremiah, post like a picture here and like correct myself and make me look stupid. Oh. But the arms are really, for all the kibble, it's really posable. It really is. The legs. Okay, well, let's talk about the good points about the legs. Let's talk about the articulation. Universal joint at the hip with a swivel as well. 90 degrees at the knee. Which, you know, and it even does that. That's a separate joint. You see? So the knees were meant to do this. You can break his legs, but that's the opposite end of the transformation joint. It has no restriction. The toes do swivel, as per the transformation joint as well. But, again, you're not going to do anything with the toes, because, I mean, you got to really center his gravity. You know, tilt him a little bit forward. Ooh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Can I actually leave him standing while I give final thoughts? Please. Ooh. Legs look a little wonky, but he's staying. Okay. Final thoughts about this guy. Oh my god. Oh, dear God. Okay. To put them all into coherent words, I'm glad I got this mold. As much as it has the problems with the legs, this is a Transformer that reminded me why I love the Transformer movies, why I love the Human Alliance Transformers just in general, but also it also reminds me of why I hate Takara and how much I hate their premium paint jobs, and because it costs me so much money. I let one other movie best get away from me, and I'm going to stab myself in the leg because I have to pay $30 more for it. You guys already know which ones I'm talking about, but dear Lord, these things are worth the money. I'm going to review another one for next Friday as well. I have 2 of them, and I have 2 more on the way already. So, and as well as I'm going to review more of the Human Alliance stuff. If you guys can get your hand on this one, I know he's a tough one to get a hold of right now, but really, do try to get a hold of him. If anything, he is a good shelf piece. He really is. This paint and the detailing on it makes it really stand out. Anyway, guys, be sure to check out for Monday for next week's review, and be sure to check out next week's Wereviews as well, where we will be revisiting the movie line. Hey, wait a minute. Jeremiah's talking about the movie line all more and more. He saw a certain trailer and is really excited about it. Well, anyway, guys, I'll check you out later, and don't be afraid to check the links below to try to catch yourself one. Oh yeah, not sponsored, please not. I'm just really excited about this toy.